Welcome to InformedTouristA.I. Today we are going to look at Jerusalem. But before we jump into this hot water, could you please hit the like button and subscribe? Okay, so you can't tell this joke to a wall and expect a punchline, but Jerusalem? This city is the punchline. It's a place where history, faith, and culture collide in the most fascinating ways. Imagine a city where every stone has a story, every corner a secret. Jews, Christians, Muslims, they all claim this place is holy. It's like the ultimate spiritual battleground, but also a place of profound peace and reflection. And let me tell you, that's like trying to share a taxi with your two most opinionated uncles. It gets crowded, it gets loud, and someone ends up in the trunk. The streets are alive with the sounds of haggling prayers and sometimes heated debates. It's a cacophony of voices, each one adding to the rich tapestry of the city. Now, I've been lucky enough to travel a lot, but Jerusalem? It's a whole other ballgame. This isn't just sightseeing, folks, it's time traveling. You walk these streets, you're walking with Romans, with crusaders, with prophets. Heck, you might even bump into King David's long-lost bagel guy. Every step you take, you're treading on layers of history. But here's the thing, everyone wants a piece of Jerusalem, and I mean everyone. Over the centuries, it's been conquered, destroyed, and rebuilt more times than a teenager's messy bedroom. Yet, through it all, the city endures. It's kinda like that stubborn stain on your favorite shirt. You can't get rid of it, so you learn to live with it and maybe even appreciate its unique charm. Jerusalem is a city that refuses to be forgotten, a place that demands to be remembered. It's a city that has seen it all, from the heights of glory to the depths of despair. And yet, it stands a testament to the resilience of the human spirit. So next time you find yourself wandering through its ancient streets, take a moment to listen. You might just hear the echoes of history whispering in your ear. Let's rewind, shall we? We're diving deep into the annals of time. We're talking way back, folks, like Old Testament times. Picture a world where myths and legends were born. King David, that harp-strumming, giant-slaying rock star, he conquered Jerusalem and made it his capital. He was a warrior, a poet, and a king all rolled into one. Then his son Solomon built the first temple, a house for God so blinged out even Liberace would be jealous. It was the crown jewel of Jerusalem, a symbol of divine presence. Fast forward a few centuries and boom! The Babylonians show up, trash the place, and sent everyone packing. Talk about a buzzkill. The city was left in ruins, its people exiled. But hey, the Jews, they're resilient folks. They returned, rebuilt, and restored their beloved city. Their spirit was unbreakable. They rebuilt only to have the Romans show up and, you guessed it, wreck the joint again. The Second Temple was destroyed, and the city was once more plunged into chaos. This time they even renamed the city Aelia Capitolina. The Romans were determined to erase its Jewish identity. Talk about adding insult to injury. The city's history was rewritten, its heritage buried under Roman rule. Now I know what you're thinking, Curtis. This is getting heavy. And you're right, it's a lot to take in. And you're right, history's a real downer sometimes. But it's also a tale of resilience, of people who refuse to be broken. But stick with me, folks, because it's about to get interesting. We're about to uncover layers of history that are as rich as they are complex. And by interesting, I mean more complicated than a plate of hummus with extra everything. So grab your forks, because we're digging in. So the Romans are gone, and who steps in? The Byzantines. They were the eastern continuation of the Roman Empire. And they brought with them a rich cultural and architectural heritage. They loved building churches. Seriously, they were like the Frank Lloyd Wrights of their time. Their architectural prowess was unmatched, and they left a lasting mark on Jerusalem with their grand structures and intricate mosaics. But then, along came the Muslims, led by the Caliph Umar. In 638 AD, they took control of Jerusalem, marking a significant shift in the city's history. He conquered Jerusalem and built the Dome of the Rock, a masterpiece of Islamic architecture that still stands today. This iconic structure not only symbolizes Islamic art but also represents the city's new religious landscape. And then just when you thought things couldn't get any more crowded, the Crusaders showed up. These were European knights, driven by a mix of religious fervor and a desire for adventure. These European knights, fueled by religious zeal and bad cafeteria food, were on a mission to reclaim the Holy Land. They believed it was their divine duty to take back Jerusalem from Muslim control. Let's just say, things got messy. The Crusades were a series of brutal conflicts that left a trail of destruction and bloodshed in their wake. For centuries, Jerusalem was a political football tossed between Muslim rulers and European powers. It wasn't pretty, folks. The city saw numerous sieges, battles, and changes in control, each leaving its own mark. But through it all, the city remained a beacon for the faithful. Despite the turmoil, Jerusalem continued to attract pilgrims from all over the world, each seeking spiritual fulfillment. Jews prayed at the Western Wall, one of the last remnants of the Second Temple, a sacred site that has endured through the ages. Christians retraced Jesus' steps through the Old City, walking the Via Dolorosa and visiting the Church of the Holy Sepulchre, believed to be the site of Jesus' crucifixion and resurrection. And Muslims ascended to heaven, or at least a pretty good view, from the Dome of the Rock. This site, where Prophet Muhammad is believed to have ascended to heaven, remains a focal point of Islamic faith and a testament to the city's diverse religious heritage. The Old City, a labyrinth of faith and falafel. Now, the Old City, folks, that's where the magic happens. Imagine a walled city divided into 4 quarters: Jewish, Christian, Muslim, and Armenian. It's like a real-life game of Clue, but instead of Colonel Mustard in the library, you've got rabbis, priests, and imams bumping shoulders in the market. Walking through those narrow streets is an experience like no other. The air is thick with the scent of spices, incense, and of course falafel. You'll hear the call to prayer echoing from minarets, church bells clanging, and vendors hawking their wares in a dozen different languages. You can haggle for souvenirs, sample delicious street food, baklava, anyone, or simply soak up the atmosphere. Just try not to get lost. Seriously, the Old City is like a maze designed by a committee of pigeons. Fascinating, but utterly confusing. Walls tell stories if you listen closely. Now let's talk about those walls, shall we? Those massive ancient stones have seen it all. Empires rise and fall, battles won and lost, countless pilgrims passing through its gates. They're like the city's wrinkles, each one telling a story. There's the Western Wall, the holiest site in Judaism, where people wedge prayers written on scraps of paper between the ancient stones. Then there's the Via Dolorosa, the path Jesus is said to have walked on his way to the crucifixion. And don't miss the Church of the Holy Sepulchre, built on the site where Christians believe Jesus was crucified, buried, and resurrected. Walking along the ramparts, you can feel the weight of history all around you. It's humbling, it's inspiring, and it might just make you want to brush up on your world history, or at least check Wikipedia on your phone. Jerusalem today, a city buzzing, not just praying. Now I know what you're thinking, Curtis, is this city just one big religious theme park? And sure, faith is a huge part of Jerusalem's identity, but there's more to this city than meets the eye, or the prayer rug. Jerusalem is a modern, thriving metropolis with a vibrant arts and culture scene, delicious food, seriously, the hummus here is life-changing, and a nightlife that might surprise you. It's a city of contrasts, where ancient traditions meet modern life head-on. You can find trendy cafes, art galleries, and even craft breweries popping up all over the city. And the best part? You can enjoy all of this while still being a stone's throw away from some of the most significant religious sites in the world. So you coming? So there you have it, folks. Jerusalem, a city of faith, history, and hummus. It's a place that will challenge you, inspire you, and maybe even make you question everything you thought you knew. Would I recommend visiting? Absolutely. But be prepared for a wild ride. This isn't your average vacation destination, folks. This is a journey into the heart of history, religion, and culture. It's an experience that will stay with you long after you've left the holy city. Now I'm curious, what are your thoughts on visiting Jerusalem? Have you ever been? What intrigues you the most about this ancient city? Let me know in the comments below, and maybe your question will inspire my next adventure. Now, thank you for watching InformedTouristA.I. Now, once again, let me ask you to please subscribe and hit that like button. It gives me an incentive to make more informative videos. Now please watch this video.